Kaito Shion learned early that some worlds never planned a place for you. Not every exile came with shouting. Some came quietly. The kingdom of Lumeria rose between two great rivers, its capital carved from white stone and layered like steps toward the sky. Arches, columns, terraces, a city built to look eternal. Beneath every district, far below streets and plazas, rested a dungeon core. It pulsed quietly, feeding the city, watching it. The people called them cities. Old texts used another word. Kaito was born into House Valen, a baronial family sworn to protect one such city. His birth was celebrated, his childhood tolerated, his future assumed. At 14, his mana crystal was tested like every noble child before him. The examiner frowned. Again, the man said. The crystal did not shine. It did not react. It did not answer. That's not possible, someone muttered behind him. Check the alignment. I already did. The examiner cleared his throat. Lord Kaito, he said carefully, please step back. The crystal fell silent. So did the room. No one shouted. No one accused him. That would have been easier. His father spoke at last. Enough, Baron Valen said. This will be handled privately. Privately meant quietly. Quietly meant completely. Tutors stopped coming. Relatives stopped visiting. Servants learned how to look past him. One evening, as Kaito studied alone, he heard voices beyond the door. He has no mana, his uncle said. A Valen without mana is a joke. We cannot kill him, his mother replied sharply. The law forbids it. Then remove him, another voice said. Erase the problem. Kaito closed his book, not because he was shocked, but because the decision had already been made. By law, nobles could not kill their own blood, so House Valen waited. 4 years passed. Kaito studied in silence. History, architecture, old records no one else bothered to read. He learned how cities grew, how dungeon cores were fed, and how, over time, they began to demand more. When he turned 18, the king summoned him. The throne room was vast, but the king's voice was gentle. Lord Kaito, King Albrecht said, I will not pretend this is fair. He placed a sealed document on the table. You will be granted land, far from House Valen, far from their influence. He hesitated, and your family name will be removed. Kaito bowed. I understand. The king studied him. You show no anger, Albrecht said. I've already lost it, Kaito replied. After a long pause, the king spoke again. I will give you a new name, he said. One not yet stained. Shion. Kaito repeated it quietly. Shion. This is preparation, the king added. Time to adapt, time to survive. Kaito bowed once more and accepted a road that led away from everything he knew. The road away from the capital was longer than Kaito expected, not in distance, in honesty. Marble cities gave way to brick, brick to timber, timber to dust. With every league, the world became less polite and more truthful. In Lumeria, there was a simple rule. If you could not take something by power, you took it with money. Everything was for sale. Healing, protection, silence. Kaito learned this quickly. In one city, he watched a man bargain for his life. I can pay, the man said desperately. Please. The healer glanced at the pouch. Not enough. The guards did not interfere. They never did. Kaito turned away. Gold solved what power could not, and Kaito had gold without limit. It was in a border city, crowded and tense, that he entered the Adventurers Guild. The hall smelled of steel, sweat, and impatience. A clerk looked up from her desk. You hiring, she asked flatly, or begging? Hiring, Kaito replied. Travel protection. A few heads turned. A young noble. No escort. No visible mana. A tall woman with a shield leaned against the wall. That road's dangerous, she said. Why are you alone? Because I was sent away, Kaito answered calmly, and because I plan to arrive. A girl perched on a table laughed softly. "That's a new one," she said. "What's the pay?" Kaito placed a pouch on the desk. It hit with weight. The laughter stopped. A half-elf archer frowned. "That covers outstanding debt," she said quietly. Two identical girls whispered to each other. "Too clean," one muttered. "And too calm," the other agreed. The woman with the shield stepped closer. "You don't even know us," she said. "You could be hiring your own killers." "I know you're alive," Kaito replied. "And that you're in debt." He met her eyes. "That's enough for me." Silence spread through the hall. The laughing girl hopped down, hands in her pockets. "You don't sound like a noble," she said. "I'm not acting like one," Kaito replied. "What happens after the road?" the shielded woman asked. Kaito considered the question. "After the road," he said, "I'll need people who want to stay alive." The twins exchanged a look. The half-elf exhaled slowly. "We walk with you," the shielded woman said. "For now." Kaito nodded. "That's all I'm asking." As they left the guild together, the road felt different. Not safer, but shared. And for the first time since leaving the capital, Kaito did not walk alone. Travel with others changed the rhythm of the road, not immediately, but steadily. Vela set the pace, shield always within reach. Nyx scouted ahead, appearing and disappearing without comment. Erin watched the horizon, bow never far from her hand. The twins argued constantly, though never about anything important. Kaito walked among them, listening more than speaking. It was easier that way. On the second night, as they made camp, Nyx broke the silence. "So," she said, "where exactly are you going?" "East," Kaito replied. "Far enough that no one cares." "That's not a destination," Sarah said brightly. "That's an avoidance strategy." Loon tilted her head. "You're not running," she said. "You're choosing." Kaito looked at the fire. "I don't have mana," he said calmly. The air changed. Nyx laughed once, then stopped. Vela turned slowly. "You're joking," she said. "I'm not," Kaito replied. "There's nothing there." Erin frowned. "But you hired us. You're traveling alone. How are you still alive?" "I prepare," Kaito said. "And I pay." The twins stared. "You really don't emit anything," Sarah murmured. "That's unsettling." Loon's voice was quieter. "It also means certain things won't affect you." Kaito nodded. "That's why I was sent away." Silence settled, thick but not hostile. Vela spoke at last. "You're not helpless," she said. "You're just different." "Different gets people killed," Nyx added lightly. "Usually." "I know," Kaito replied. "That's why I want a place where it doesn't." The twins exchanged a glance. "A city?" Sarah asked. "Eventually," Kaito said. "One that doesn't eat its people." The fire crackled. Erin broke the quiet. "I'd like to see that." The days passed more easily after that. Jokes appeared. Complaints softened. The road stopped feeling like a test. On the fifth day, Sarah froze mid-step. "Something's wrong," she said. Loon closed her eyes. "I feel pressure." "Wrong pressure." Vela raised a hand. "Caravan ahead," Nyx whispered from the trees. They moved carefully. Chains came into view first. Then wagons. Then the smell. Fear. Old mana. Ownership. Erin swallowed. "Slavers." The twins stiffened. "No," Loon said slowly. "Something worse." Kaito stepped forward, voice steady. "We stop," he said. "We look. And we listen." As they approached, Kaito felt it. A familiar weight. Not on his body, on the world itself. Somewhere, something was waiting. The caravan guards noticed them quickly. Steel shifted. Hands rested on hilts. A man in merchant colors stepped forward, his smile practiced and thin. "Roads closed," he said. "Private business." Kaito did not stop walking. "This road belongs to the kingdom," he replied calmly. "And so does this land." The man's smile twitched. "And you are?" "Kaito Shion," he said. "Lord of the territory ahead." That earned laughter. A lord, the merchant scoffed. Out here? Before anyone could respond, the twins stiffened at the same time. Wait, Sarah whispered. Loon's face had gone pale. That city, she said softly. The mana's wrong. Sarah turned to Kaito, switching languages so quickly no one else noticed. This caravan came from a city on the edge, she said. A city core that's turning. Loon continued, her voice tight. The people are already marked. The city is calling them back. She hesitated. All of them except one. Kaito's breath slowed. He answered them in their own language, smoothly, without hesitation. I know, he said. I've read the old records. When a core decays, it feeds on fear. At the end, he continued, the city doesn't let anyone go. It turns its people into part of itself. Sarah swallowed. You believe that city will fall? It already has, Kaito replied quietly. It just hasn't noticed yet. Loon glanced toward the wagons. There, she said. Second from the back. Kaito followed her gaze. He felt it immediately. Not mana. Absence. Something shifted inside the wagon. A presence that did not scrape or burn. Something fragile and divine. Sarah's voice dropped, half teasing, half serious. Well, she said, congratulations, my lord. You found yourself a problem. Kaito turned back to the merchant. What are you transporting? He asked. The man shrugged. Slaves, demon country surplus, heading to elf lands. And that one? Kaito asked, nodding toward the wagon. The merchant's grin returned. Oh, that. Defective succubus. Worthless to most. Too fragile. I'll let her go cheap. Behind the wagon door, Miku pressed herself into the corner. The pressure was everywhere. Pain. Mana that hated her. Then, suddenly, quiet. A voice brushed her mind, soft and distant. You have endured, the goddess said. I will grant you one chance. There will be someone waiting, the voice continued. He will buy you, and you will live. The door opened. Light spilled in. Miku looked up and saw him, empty of mana, calm, real. She smiled before she could stop herself. Kaito met her gaze. I'll take her, he said. The merchant blinked. Permanent contract, he warned. No refunds. That's fine, Kaito replied. Gold exchanged hands. The contract formed. It hesitated, then adjusted. For a moment, the air trembled, not with power, with approval. Kaito lifted Miku and her legs gave out. From today, he said quietly, we'll be together. Nothing will separate us. The caravan moved on, and the road did not protest. They did not travel far after leaving the caravan. Viola chose the campsite without discussion, sheltered, overlooked, safe enough. Miku stood still as the others moved around her. No chains, no orders, no one telling her where to sit. Nyx noticed first. You can sit, she said gently. Anywhere. Miku hesitated, then sat beside Kaito, careful not to touch him. The fire crackled softly. Food was passed. Miku stared at the bowl in her hands. This is mine, she asked. Yes, Kaito replied. You don't have to hurry. She nodded, then whispered, I just want to remember it. That night, Miku did not sleep right away. She watched the fire until Kaito spoke quietly. You can rest, he said. I won't disappear. She believed him. Exhaustion claimed her the moment fear loosened its grip. Morning came gently. Miku woke, waiting for the pain. It did not return. She sat up slowly, hands trembling. I'm still here, she whispered. Kaito looked up from his book. Good morning, he said. She smiled. Good morning. Later that day, a bunny proved what monsters could not. Miku stepped forward bravely. The bunny hopped closer. Miku fell backward. Sarah laughed. She lost, she said, to a bunny. Miku flushed. I don't need to fight, she said firmly. Kaito will fight for me. She wrapped her tail around his arm. I'm staying, she added. No one argued. The road grew quieter after that. Lighter, Days later, the ruins appeared, stone curves that did not belong to any known race. Kaito knelt, reading symbols older than history. "This language predates the first compact," he said. A hidden chamber opened. Inside, a crystal map waited. Loon inhaled sharply. "That's your territory." At its center, Sarah said softly, "an untouched core." They stood in silence, not listening because he paid, listening because they wanted to know what kind of future he was walking toward. "We still have a long way to go," Kaito said as they walked. "There will be no cities for days. We can live in peace there, if you're willing to stay." No one answered immediately. Then Vela nodded. Nick smiled. Aaron relaxed. The twins grinned. Miku took Kaito's hand. It felt right, like belonging. The land opened ahead. No walls, no towers, only possibility. "This is our place?" Miku asked. "It can be," Kaito replied. "Then let's build something that doesn't hurt people," she said. And for the first time, the world did not argue.